G'day everybody, it's Billy Tabor here, and today I'm recording a brand new episode of a brand new series. We're playing some Kerbal Space Program. Yes, now this is a game which I played a fair bit of, I'd say. I wouldn't say that I'm particularly amazing at it, but I have played a bit. And I'm very excited to bring this series. Let us know if you like this episode. So the first thing I've done is just gone to the contract center and accepted this contract and this contract. We've got to gather some science data from around Kerbin and launch our first vessel. And that's just at the what's it called? Mission control? Alright, cool. So we're going to go to the VAB, the Vehicle Assembly Building, and build ourselves a first rocket to get some of the science. So I think we'll just start off with a Mark 1 cockpit and check on 2 of these little mystery goos. And let's take a bit of a crew report first. Where is the crew report? There it is. Get a bit of nice observations and have a look at the mystery goo. Lovely, lovely. Getting all of the extra science from the launch pad. Now this is something that if you're making a new save, then it's always worthwhile doing, because there is some science on the launch pad and not everybody knows this, so that's good to know. Jeb's just having a bit of a stretch and stretching his legs while he takes some observations from outside of his crew cabin. And there we go, very successful first mission. Well done, Jeb. Sweet, we got 9 science, fantastic. And that should also, yeah, there we go, we completed a few contracts, bit of EVAs, achieved a goal, we've done a contract, which means we can take on another contract. Let's escape the atmosphere. That'll give us some cash. So these are basically the few things that you would want to be doing when you start up your new game. You can either go for, what's this, like communications and science, or go for a little rocketry. I reckon we'll go for this, because this will give us like a thermometer, which means we can just do another quick little experiment. And now we'll whack that little temperature display thermometer onto the back of our spacecraft. Lovely, let's just log this temperature. Sweet. And recover the vessel. There we go, get some more science. And now we're short enough to go for the other science node thingo. Basic rocketry, sweet, research that. And I think we're off to a pretty good start. So, we haven't even built our own spaceship yet, our first spaceship. Alright, and we're back. So, I think the first thing we want to do is definitely put on a parachute, which will mean that we won't die, we'll come back crashing down to Earth, which I can tell you guys, if I was in this spaceship, definitely not dying would be one of the things which I'd be most concerned about. I could put on one of these little fuel tanks, but it might be just better to just go with one of these little solid rocket boosters, solid fuel boosters, and chuck this on underneath. Sweet. One of the things that we will want to put on are little basic fins, because otherwise the thing will go spiraling out of control, spiraling out of control, and we'll all die, and that will just be absolutely fun. Okay, let's call this thing Dilmar 1. If you guys know what that is, then you're pretty amazing. Here we go. It's a reference to an amazing thing. So, alright, here we go. We've got Jebediah Kerman in the cockpit seat, and we're about to take off. Engaging SAS. SAS is Stability Assistant System. That sounds right. And we're launching. Off we go. Look at that. We've got some little world milestones and contract parameters and contracts, and we've launched our first vessel, so that's another contract completed. Let's take a crew report, yeah? Where is it? There you go. Now, I just realized I did something a bit stupid. I didn't put a little antenna on this thing, which I think I could have done. And that means I would have been able to transmit some of our science back. Which means that if Jebediah does die, and we... wait, what do you mean Jebediah die? He's not going to die. It's all gonna be fine. Totally. Yeah, 100%. Okay, so I'm just doing these little science thingos just to get every little bit of science that we can. I'm trying to turn a bit so we don't just come straight back down, although that might not necessarily be too much of a trouble. But we are going very fast. Look at all of those things that we've broken. The altitude record, speed record, altitude. We're breaking our own records. Oh, geez, things are really heating up. Okay, that was good. We managed to get that little... Okay, we didn't blow up. That's good news. Always good news not to blow up. Fantastic. Okay, well, we might be in a little bit of a bad situation. We're quite well and truly high up. Okay. See, my biggest concern is because we're so high up and we're quite a steep, we just sort of went straight up. And, which is not too bad, I guess. Hang on, let's just check our apoapsis. Yeah, we're in space now, guys. We're in space. Well, we're not in space yet, but we're going to space. And because he sort of went straight up, it sort of means we're going to come straight down, which is bad. And the reason why that's bad is because we might be coming straight down quite fast. Now, the issue with coming straight down quite fast is that, well, there's two sort of issues. Yeah, okay. The first issue is that, well, it's going to be really hot. And the second issue is we might not have enough time to deploy our parachutes. Yeah, I'm really concerned for Jebediah's safety. I think, everybody out there, if you can, say a quick little prayer for this little green man. Such a brave man. It's the first man. Space mission to space. Space mission to... You know what I mean? And it's such an awful, terrible way to go. Jeez, look at me. I'm so bad. I'm signing... I'm like... basically saying you're gonna die even before you're dead. How bad is... I'm like saying your final goodbye, Jeb, before you're even dead. Yeah, okay, I'm really sorry, Jeb. I hope that you survive this. I really do. I really hope that I didn't kill you. I've got my fingers crossed. I've got my toes crossed, actually. Except for my right finger, because I can't cross that, because that's what I'm using to control this. Although, there isn't too much fire, or fiery sort of stuff, and we are slowing down quite effectively. So I might actually survive. I think we're gonna survive this. Damn it, Jeb, you're supposed to die and make a dramatic entrance and beginning to this series. Instead, you survived, or you're surviving peacefully. Don't you know anything? Look, see that over there? That was our debris. That's what would have happened to us if it wasn't for our parachute. And now I'm just going to take a bit... Oh, that's my crash report. That's not what I want to do. This one? Yes, look at that. Okay, I'm going to take a very beautiful shot of the moon and the spacecraft. Let's see if I can get a bit lower so we get a bit more water. Look at that. Okay, come here. Beautiful. Maybe I can get my... There we go. Get that cursor out of the way. That's a thumbnail, guys. That's our thumbnail. Woo! And splashdown. A successful first space mission. We got into space. We recovered Jeb. Maybe, Jeb, do you want to go for a swim? Oh. Yeah. Swim time. Jeez, bit of visual issues here. Yeah, nice. Get some extra science there. Let's recover our vessel. See how much science we got out of that mission. Nice! 28.9 science. That's sweet. And I think we also, some of the contracts we accepted gave us a little science. So now we've got 54 science. That's pretty decent. I think that allows us to... It won't allow us to unlock everything, I don't think. But it will allow us to unlock some of these things. Now, let's think. What will we actually want? This will give us another science experiment, which is a good idea to get. Let's be real though, our rockets aren't that great right now, so it might be worth getting that. I kind of want to go for these radio decouplers, because we can make little boosters. but it might be better if we just go for survivability and get a heat shield and some more science experiment-y stuff. Wait, can I get both? Yeah, I can just get both. Jeez, well, there's our problem solved. Lovely. So I've just sped up the making process of our new spacecraft, and we're just gonna chuck a bit of a pressure thingo on the end, and antenna, heat shield, decoupler, and a second stage will be a liquid fuel engine, and then we'll chuck on one of those big solid rocket boosters, a few fins for stability, and back to old me. Okay, I've just finished making... Oh, look at our flag. Isn't that flag sexy? Anyway, I've just finished making our lovely, lovely orbiter. And I'm not sure... Well, look. People say learn from your mistakes. And last time I was a bit concerned about going too fast on our ascent. So I decided maybe if we put a larger rocket booster, then the increased mass will make it difficult to... this can't end well, can it? Here we go. Jeb, we are all holding out for you. We're praying. Okay, so chuck on our SAS. And as Jeb presses the button to go, the spaceship lifts from the launch pad, and he has an excited smile on his face as he feels his body being lifted off into the sky. Now, I think that the launch of this spacecraft is actually going pretty well. I mean, nothing's exploded, so that's a good start for it to begin with. Then we're just going to gradually get higher and higher and higher through the atmosphere until eventually, hopefully, we make it to space. That's the plan, at least. So I'm just going to do a bit of science. Jeb's checking out the crew report. Jeb's filling out. Jeb's doing the crew report. There we go. We've just slowly increasing in altitude. Everything's pretty fine. And I think, as you can see from Jeb's face, he thinks it's pretty fine too. Lovely. I've run out of things to say. Oh well. I guess there really isn't much to say. This is a bit awkward now, so maybe we should put some crickets in here. Crickets! Cue the crickets. Or maybe I'll put the crickets before this moment. Anyway. Okay, we've almost run out of solid rocket fuel. There we go, we'll ditch that stage. We'll launch our secondary stage. Look at us, we're advancing at an incredible rate. We've already got two-stage rockets. Jeez, we're looking very hot though. I wonder, how high is our apoapse? It's... Okay, we're well into space, so maybe we'll go for burn more flatter, and that will move our apoapse. So the apoapse, for those who are wondering, is the highest point in your orbit. That's pretty much it in simplest terms, I think, and it's also pretty self-explanatory. So basically, the point where you're going up and you're about to come down. And if you burn sort of towards the horizon, when you're at the apoapse, or the artificial horizon, then that will... Oh, no, I don't want to do that. That will sort of push your... Because, okay, I can't really explain this without explaining how an orbit is, so I guess I'll just explain how an orbit is. So an orbit is basically a free fall. So you're falling back down, except you're moving this way, or whatever way, so quickly that you miss the Earth. That's fundamentally an orbit. You're basically just falling but missing the Earth at the same time as you're falling. So what that means is that as you're falling this way, I mean, I've burnt a little to this direction, so I'll go up and then I'll come back down. But if I'm at the apoapse, which is the highest point of my orbit, and I burn towards the artificial horizon this way, then my trajectory will come about this, and eventually it will circularize to make an entire orbit. So that's what I'm trying to do. Maybe I can put in an annotation to skip my orbit explanation. I mean, it should only be a second or two. Maybe that was a bit longer than a second or two. But for those who don't know, there you go. You learn something new. The more you know. Let's see, what else can I do? Is everything going well? Yeah. Lovely. So I think we're approaching our apoapse now. Also, this little node here, this little vector, That's just basically, that's your prograde. I think it's a vector. What's the name for these guys? Maybe one of you guys could tell me in the comment section. But that basically tells you that's your prograde something, and that means that marker. I'm just gonna call it a marker, and that basically it tells you which way your vehicle is going right now. And I burnt out all of our fuel. As you can see, well, actually I probably should have done it in this view, but our orbit's a little more flatter, which also means that a re-entry back into the atmosphere will be less steep. Oh, this is beautiful. See this, guys? This is a thumbnail. There we go, thumbnail made. And I'll get back to you guys when we're about to re-enter. Okay guys, we're re-entering, and right now, as you can see, things are more hotter, things are hotter, and this time we do have nice little flames leaking outside of the ship, but because we put a heat shield on the bottom of it, Jebediah is pretty safe. I think we should survive this. I mean, I really hope we do, because otherwise Jebediah will die. No, I think we'll be fine, guys. There's the moon again. Oh, the moon is so... We're gonna get there one day. Hopefully pretty soon. And another successful landing. Lovely. Let's recover this vessel. Okay, fantastic. We get a bit more science. We get a bit more money, which is fantastic, because money is very important. Without money, we can't build our spaceships. Speaking of money, maybe we should take on another... Oh, we got 2 activity. Okay, we can orbit Kerbin. We can make that our contract, and we got another contract that we can fill. Let's see. We could focused observational survey. Okay, we need to fly towards a place. I don't really feel like doing those. Maybe see these ones where you have to fly below a certain altitude. Generally easy when you got plane parts, but we're not quite up to that in our technology advances. Yeah, Kerbal Space Program is fun in that sense, where you research rockets before you research planes, which is a bit counterintuitive, but that's the way it is. Let's see, what else some other things that we can do? The birds are tweeting. Okay guys, that's all the time I have today. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a thumbs up, a little like. It really helps support the channel. If you're new to this channel, then don't forget to subscribe if you want to see some more Kerbal Space Program, because then you'll get a little notification whenever I upload a new video, which is pretty awesome. And you can check out some more Kerbal Space Program. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time. It's been Billy Tabar. Goodbye.